Hello students, myself Brinda Patel, Assistant Professor in Computer Engineering Department at Sri Swaminarayan Institute of Technology. So today we are going to learn about protocol layers and their service models. So let's start with the protocol layers. So computer networks are created by the different entities. These different computer networks need to be connected and also need to be communicate with each other. So for that we need a network model. So we have two different models here. First one is OSI model and second one is TCP/IP model. OSI model have total 7 layers and TCP/IP model consists 5 layers. So TCP/IP model is also known as a internet model. Now in OSI layer there is a higher layer, middle layer and lower layer. So each layer uses the services of below it. In TCP/IP model it becomes a dominant commercial architecture. It is extensively used in internal compared to OSI model. So OSI layer is a framework that allows the communicate between the computer systems. OSI stands for Open System Interconnection. So OSI system have 7 different layers. So OSI model does not specify the communication standard or protocols to be used to perform networking tasks. So OSI model provides a peer-to-peer logical services with layer physical implementation, provides standards for communication between the systems. It also defines point of interconnection for the exchange of information between the system. Each layer of the OSI model should perform well-defined functions. Each have their own functions, so it narrows the options in order to increase the ability to communicate without expensive conversations and translations between the products. So some principles of the OSI layers, it is do not create so many layers as to make the system engineering task of describing and integrating the layers more difficult than necessary. It collects the similar functions into the same layer. So the 5 layers or the 7 layers of the OSI models are: the first one is physical layer, second one is data link layer, third one is network layer, fourth one is transport layer, fifth one is session layer, sixth one is presentation layer, and seventh one is application layer. So from the lower side to upper side it is in hierarchical form. So physical layer is the lower layer and application layer is the higher level. So this is the OSI architecture, OSI reference model architecture. So we know that the OSI model have 7 layers. So this is in from 1 to 7. So there are 2 hosts, which are host A and host B. So this host may be 2 computers, or one is a client, or another one is a server, or both are the clients, or both are the servers. So one is a sender and another one is a receiver. So each system have the 7 layers. Host A has the 7 layers and host B has the 7 layers. So communicate between these layers. So to communicate between these layers, it is known as the protocol. So we can define a protocol, that a protocol is a set of functions that they have to be implement. So the first layer here is the physical layer. So physical layer is the lowest layer of the OSI model. So in here the name of the unit exchange in this physical layer is a bit, means in the form of ones and zeros. So physical layer is in that everything is in the form of bits. And in next one is data link layer. So in data link layer it transmits the data, it takes the information from network and transmit the data to the physical layer. So there are data link layer have the data in the form of frames. The data will stored in the form of frames. So here in the form of bits, form of bits like ones and zeros, and in here it is in form of frames. And now in the network, this is a third layer. So data is in the form of packets. So the information is stored into the form of packets. These networks, data link and physical layers are communicating with the help of some communication subnet protocol. So it is a subnet router. So this is a subrouter protocol. So a network layer host router protocol, data link layer host router protocol, and physical layer host router protocol. So this is the internet subnet protocol. So now coming to the transport protocol. This is the one of the important layer in the OSI model. This layer is transport in the data. So here the name of the unit exchange in the transport layer is TPDU, Transport Protocol Data Unit. And next is session. So in session layer is for means this session is assigned to each information that is coming from the presentation layer. So the name of the unit exchange is session protocol data unit. Now next is the presentation. So the presentation layer is the transfer of the information provided by the application layer. So it is translate the data which is transmitted by the application layer. So name of the unit exchange here is the presentation protocol data unit, PPDU. Now the application layer, this is the seventh layer. So the name of the unit exchange here is the application protocol data unit. So in this internally everything will be converted, means application to presentation layer, presentation to the session layer, then to transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. So when the CPU is reading the data which is the physical data, a physical layer converts the data into the signals. After that it is transmitting to the another layer. So now let's understand the each layers one by one. So here first one is the physical layer. Physical layer is the lowest layer of the OSI model. So physical layer coordinates the function required to transmit a bit stream over a communication channel. It will deal with the electrical and mechanical specifications of interface and transmission media. It also deals with the procedures and functions required for the transmission. So in this layer the data are coming from the data link layer in the form of the packet and can added header to the packet. So and it is passed to the physical layer in the transmission medium, right, and physical medium to data link layer. So passed to the physical layer in the transmission medium and converted it into the electromagnetic signal and then receive at the receiver side, and the data will pass through the upper layer which is the data link layer. The physical layer is responsible for the movements of individual bits from one node to the next node. In physical layer, data coming from source to the destination. At that time, in physical medium, it passed the bit string over a physical medium. So the so from the data link layer, the data is in the closed form and added to the header and pass through the physical transmission link in the form of the electromagnetic form, and it is transferred to the receiving side physical layer and convert it into the physical form again. Then it will pass to the upper layer which is the data link layer. Then in the data link layer it will remove the format of the header. So this is the encapsulation process. So it provides data encoding, which modification of a single simple digital signal pattern used for the PC to better accommodate of the characteristics of physical medium and to aid in a bit and frame synchronization. Transmission technique determines whether the encoded bits will be transmitted by the baseband, which are digital, or broadband, which is analog signaling. Physical medium transmission, so transmits bits as a electrical or optical signals appropriate for the physical medium. Now the next is the data link layer. In the data link layer, the data are coming from the network layer and passed to the physical layer. So the data link layer is responsible for transmitting frames from one node to the next node. It transforms the physical layer to a reliable link, making it an error-free link to the upper layer. So at the data link layer, the header information which is in the H2 is added with the data and data unit, and telling information which is T2 is added into the data unit. So H2 and T2 added in the data unit. So it is the frame, one frame passed to the physical layer, and at the receiving side from the physical layer, data are coming and passed to the data link layer. In this layer, header information H2 and telling information T2 are removed, and after removed, it is forwarded to the network layer. So we can say that data link layer is responsible for moving frames from one hop to another hop or another node. In detail, the data link layer data are coming from the source node to the receiving node through the OL layer. So the transmission medium and move frame from one node to next node, and it is transform physical layer from the raw transmission facility to the reliable link. So the data link layer provides error-free transfer of data frames from one node to another over a physical layer, and it allows the layer above it to assume virtually error-free transmission over the link. So the data link provides link establishment and termination. Means it terminates a link between two nodes. It tells the transmitting node to stop when no frame buffers are available. So it provides a traffic controls. Frames are transmitting and receiving sequentially between the layers through the transmission medium. It also provides frame acknowledgements, means it detects that if any error occur in the physical layer while transmitting the frame. So if any error occurs while transmit the frames, it will make the duplicate frame receipt of it. Frame delimiting. So it means it creates and recognizes frame band wires and checks the frames which are received from the layer. It also alerts to the node that when to stop, means when it cannot use the physical medium. Now the next is the network layer. The network layer is responsible for the delivery of packets from the source to the destination. So in this layer, the data are coming from the transport layer in the form of packet. So header information at this level H3 is added into the packet. So in the packet and send it to the down layer, which is the data link layer. Add the data received from the destination side, which is comes from the data link layer, and remove. After that, it will remove and send it to the transport layer. So send that information at the network layer and pass it to the transportation layer. So in that layer, this is responsible for delivery of individual packets the source host to the destination host or nodes. Packet is a combination of header and data, and these packets are coming from the source to the destination, and the network layer is possible to send this packet delivered to the destination. So the data link layer provides first is routing, means frame routes among the network. Subnet traffic control means router can instruct the sending station, means to the source, to the throttle back its frame transmission, means to control the frame transmission while the router's buffer is filling up with frames. Frame fragmentation, if it determines that a downstream router's maximum transmission unit MTU, which size is less than the frame size, so a router can fragment a frame for transmission and combine the frame at the destination station. Logical physical address mapping transfers the logical address or names means data into the physical addresses. Subnet usage accounting has the accounting functions, means book the functions to keep the track of every frames forwarded by the subnet intermediate systems, which are used to produce billing information of all frames. Now the next is the transport layer. So the transport layer is responsible for delivery of message of one process to another. The network does the host to destination delivery of individual packets, considering it as an independent packet. The transport layer ensures that the whole message arrives intact and in order with error control and process control. So in this layer, the data are coming from the session layers, and these data segments added a header information H4 and then passed to the lower layer, which is network layer. So at the destination side, the data are coming from the network layer to the transport layer. In each segment of the data header, information is removed and transferred to the session layer. So we can say that in transport layer, it is responsible for a delivery of message from one process to the another process. So in detail, in transport layer, message will deliver from one process to another process. So the process is an application program running on the host. From session layer, data segment is coming at the transport layer. At the transport layer, header information H4 is added and passed to the network layer. At the receiving side, data are coming from the network layer, and then the header information is removed and passed to the upper layer, which is a session layer. So transport layer ensures that the message are delivered error free in sequence with no losses and duplications. It also relieves the higher layer protocols from any concern with the transfer of data between them and their pairs. The transport layer provides message segmentation that accepts the message from the session layer above it, then split that messages into the smaller units, divide that message into the smaller units, and passes that to no network layer. Then the destination station will resemble that message. It provides end-to-end message delivery report with acknowledgement, and also provide message traffic control when there are no messages in the buffers are available. Now let's see about the session layer. Session layer is a network dialog controller. It establishes and synchronizes the interaction between communication system. So in this layer, the data are coming from the presentation layer to the session layer. In that layer, header information H5 added to the data and another synchronization that added to each data segment and will pass to the transport layer. At the receiving side, the destination side to the transport layer. At that session, the header information H5 is removed and passed to the presentation layer. So the session layer is responsible for dialog control and synchronization. In session layer, the below The below three layers, which are physical layer, data link layer and network layer, have some limited resources which is not sufficient for some processes. So the session layer allows session establishment between process running on different stations. So it provides session establishment, maintenance and termination that allows two application processes on different machines to make established use and then terminate a connection, which is known as a session. Next is a session support, which performs the functions that allow these processes to communicate over the network, also performing security, name recognition and logging. Now next is the presentation layer. So the presentation layer deals with syntax and semantics of the information being exchanged. In this layer, data are communicated from the application layer, and at the presentation layer, header information H6 is added into the data unit and passed to the session layer. At that time, destination side data are coming from the session layer to the presentation layer, and this H6 header information is removed and passed to the application layer. So in this layer, it is responsible for the translation, compression and encryption. In presentation layer, the presentation layer is concerned with the syntax and semantic of the transformation information exchange. Syntax refers to the order in which presented. The semantics helps in the interpreting a particular pattern, which defines a particular pattern. So it can be viewed as the translator for the network. It translates the data using common format and sending to the station to the destination. Now the presentation layer provides character code transmission, data conversion in bit order, integer and floating point. Data compression, which reduces the number of bits that need to be transmitted on the network. And data encryption, which encrypt the data for the security purposes, for example encryption. Now the next layer is application layer. So application layer is the seventh layer, which is responsible for accessing the network by user. It provides the user interfaces and other supporting services such as email, remote file access, file transfer, sharing database, message handling and directory services. So in this layer, the user, whether it is a human or a program, send the message from the data generated application to the application layer. In that, header H7 information is added into the data and passed to the presentation layer. Each at the destination side, the application layer, the header H7 information is removed and passed to the data generated application to the user to pass to the program or a user. We can say that the application layer is responsible for providing services to the user. So in detail, application layer provides services to the user, so user allow access to the network, need to access the network. It provides services like distribution and informative services. So the layer contains a variety of commonly needed functions, which are resource sharing, means they can share the resources to each other using the network. Remote file access means they can access the files from anywhere or from any location. And remote printer access, they can remotely access the printer using network. We don't need to go that place where the printer is located. So inter-process communication, network management using different types of network topologies. Directory services, in that we can store our files and access them. And electronic messaging such as email services. Thank you.